Welcome back to Care 11 Plus, everybody. What a perfect day to be out grilling. Our friend Mike German from 328 Grill is back, as promised. We were like, when do you want to come back? You're like, can we grill outside?
Yeah.
And we picked the perfect day.
It's a beautiful morning.
Blue skies. There's no
we're a little
smoke.
blinded,
No
but
smoke,
it's fine.
right? How nice is that?
Yeah.
The only smoke we're going to be making is from our smash
That's
burgers.
right.
There we go.
Or
Not
what-
smash.
Not smash. What kind of burgers are we
do a
doing?
thick patty.
We're going thick patty.
I love a thick patty with
Yeah.
2 C's. You know what I mean?
Do you?
I'm going to pretend I do.
Oh, this is great. Okay, and you brought your own Blackstone, which
Yeah.
I love the Blackstone. So remind folks where you're located again.
So we are in St. Paul Park. We are inside the American Legion.
Yes.
It's a very unique partnership that we have. Like, there's not a whole lot of businesses that combine the way that we do. Where
It's genius, though.
yeah, and there's more and more American Legions and VFWs that are doing that. I mean, it just makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
it's just easy.
It's way easier. There's
Yeah,
one
no,
less
for
thing
sure.
they have to worry about. You got the
Well,
food
that's-
down. They
that's the
got the
thing.
cold drinks.
It's one less thing for them to worry about. And a lot of people in Legions and VFWs, like, food's not their thing. Like,
Right.
they don't know it well, so it makes sense to let somebody who's professional, who's done it for 30 years like myself, come in and do it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, so these burgers, first of all, you're using the flat top instead of a grill. Do you prefer?
Yes.
What do you prefer in terms of making burgers? A flat
I
top,
like a flat
grill?
top. I like even if you're not doing a smash burger, I like a nice sear.
Okay.
For me, it locks in the flavor. It locks in a lot of the fat. So you're gonna have a juicier burger.
Right.
I think that when you're using a char griller, so when you have direct flame, it doesn't sear all of it at the same time. So as it cooks, the fat starts to drip down onto your coals, and you
You
can hear
lose it.
Yeah.
You're
So
losing
you're
it.
losing flavor.
And I see you're at like a medium. I always
We're-
have
I'm-
mine way too hot.
I'm low because Blackstones always run hot.
So I feel like I burn my stuff, or like I cook too fast,
Yeah.
and then it's like, so you keep it
Like
medium or low.
my Blackstone at home, I have a 4-burner, or is it 3-burner, whatever. I keep one side, I don't even have on, and that's just kind of where I
You're
toast my
warmer.
buns.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because on a Blackstone, my only real thing I don't like is that they run too hot. There's too many BTUs, and it's easy to burn, especially bread.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You're the
Amazing.
master of a flat top.
I'm trying. Well, no, so I have great guests on, and I always steal their secrets. Okay, he's getting his bunzo on.
Yeah.
You also, for folks who are just tuning in, you are the creator of 14 Spice, which
I am.
literally all of us fight over anytime you're on, the spices you bring.
I
And
put
honestly,
so good.
everything.
nothing makes me happier than hearing that you guys fight over our
Well,
spices.
and he makes a mean hot honey too. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, the hot honey really is good.
But we each have a favorite. You have yours is the
The
OG.
14 spice, yeah. That,
original?
I put everything: eggs, meats, seafood.
Hey, dude,
doesn't
I'm telling
matter.
you, eggs. So good on eggs.
Hidden gem.
The amount of butter you're putting on those buns right now is up
You
there
have
with.
an
So
issue with that?
this is
No.
this is Parmesan
Does
butter.
it look like I have an issue?
Do either of you have an issue?
No,
No.
baby's kicking like, feed me.
So that's Parmesan butter. So we're making a burger called
Stop
the Hail
it.
Caesar, and it's Parmesan butter crusted, and then it's a burger patty, white American cheese, and then we do a little Caesar salad on top.
I love that. That's on the menu normally?
That's on the menu right now,
Okay, and
yep.
you have the burger of the month we're also making.
Burger of the week.
Or the week.
Burger of the week is called the 414. It's my ode to Solly's in Milwaukee. It's my all-time favorite burger. It's just like a classic cheeseburger. It's white American cheese, it's stewed onions, and then I call it a healthy dollop of butter on top. It's about a 1/4 cup of butter that we put on the top bun, and then it goes on, and then the butter just runs down.
So it's like the OG butter burger?
Yeah, it is the
across the street is like,
Culver's made their business off Solly's. Like they,
Really?
Yeah, Solly's is the OG for sure.
You hear that, Culver's? We can see them
fascinating.
across the street.
I know.
You
Bring
hear
us
that?
custard. I still love you.
We love you.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So every week you have a new burger.
Every
And
week.
then you have your favorites, your
Yeah.
classics.
We have like 3 that have been on the menu since we opened 4 years ago. They're not going anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we talked about this last time, but you have a creative team. What happens? How do you come up with all these ideas? Because you have some crazy burger
we are
ideas.
constantly messing around with food.
Okay.
Like we're constantly
How
messing
fun.
with ideas. Yeah, well, I mean, there are days where I will make 8 burgers for us to try. Like we'll cut them in 4. Like I'm not eating 8 whole burgers, but sometimes it's 2 burgers. Sometimes it's like because we always have ideas and it's trial and error. You like, does this work? Does it not work? Does it need something?
That's so
like
fun.
yeah,
How
it's
about
so much
maybe
fun.
okay, next time you come on,
Yeah.
can you bring 2 of your ideas and then we get to pick?
Ooh, that's
Is that a
fun.
fun game?
That's a very
I
fun
love
game.
that. Let's do
Ooh,
that.
okay,
can
you
do
heard
that.
it here, folks. He said we get to pick the next burger.
Said
of
it
the
on
week.
television.
What are
so
we
it
gonna call
counts.
it?
Ooh, we
you-
gotta
it-
figure
No,
out.
it needs a Care 11-ish
Okay.
kind of name. So
Do
you
we
guys
just take the first letters of all our name? JACJ. Nope, that doesn't
Well,
work.
we'll sit on
workshop
it.
We'll come up with something.
That's on you guys. You guys got to come up with a name.
Okay.
And,
perfect.
and you can come up with it after we decide which
Yes,
one it is
I think
too.
we might have
like
to
it
try
maybe need a little
it.
inspiration.
Right,
We can't
yeah.
call it the Sunrise Burger because that's easy. We
Well,
got to
we
do
could.
something.
That sounds like a great name.
No, we got to do something
Okay, let's.
a little bit more creative than that.
So at what point do you flip? You don't smash. You leave it fatty.
Don't smash.
You leave it fatty.
So you can see how you're starting to get that little bit of crust. It's almost there. I'm going to give it probably another 2 minutes.
Do you ever peek? Or you're like, don't even, it's like you don't open the
you-
oven when
no,
you're
you
baking
can peek,
cookies.
it's fine.
Okay.
I'm always afraid to peek. I don't want it to I don't know. I'm bad at cooking.
This is
burgers.
why you come to my house and I grill for you.
This is why you do
But-
the cooking when it comes to burgers.
I'm on low.
Look at this beauty. Can we get a shot of this bun? This
But that's,
beautiful
but that's
brownie.
on low because if you go on high, you're just going to burn your bun.
Is
And
this the one with the Parmesan?
This one here is the one.
All right, let's look at this beauty.
Look at that.
Oh.
Wait,
my
can we do
goodness.
You know the thing on social media,
Yeah,
the ASMR?
the Parmesan crust. Yeah, it's
Okay,
good
I want
crust.
That's a weapon. That looks amazing. I'm sweating because I think I'm hungry, and also the sun is beaming.
The sun is warm.
It is very. How hot is the sun, John? He's standing by patiently.
10,000 degrees, he says. That's a scientific measurement.
No.
No, wait your turn.
Oh yeah.
This looks great. Did you
Yeah.
hear we get to name the next burger and pick the next
Yeah.
burger?
See that?
That's perfect.
Wow.
How do you cook your burgers? Medium, medium well?
I like
medium
medium.
rare? Medium.
I like
Okay.
for them to still have some red because again, I think that you get to medium well, you're cooking some of that fat out of it. So I like it to have a little red still, but I don't want it bleeding all over my plate.
I agree with
And
that.
do you mix your seasoning in when you're like making your patties up, or you
I
just
do
do it on
not.
the tops?
I do not.
bottom.
I find that if you mix it in, the salt that's in a lot of seasonings will start to turn your meat color. So I don't.
And what's like your meat fat ratio? Like when you're going to buy chuck, you're like, I want 90.
I like 75-25
75.
Okay.
if I can get it. We use a 77-23 and we do a chuck brisket short rib blend.
Can you
So
ask
it's
your
really
like
fatty.
butcher usually like, hey, hook
Yeah.
me up with your medley?
If
don't know
if you go to
have
Tim
do
and Tom's
symbols, like-
Speedy Market over in St. Paul, like they have a gourmet blend and it's a very fatty and I think it's brisket, short rib, and sirloin maybe, but it's
Stop
so
it.
good.
That's
Oh
an
my
amazing
gosh.
combination. I like the tip of sprinkling the seasoning on top, not mixing it in.
Yeah.
I've always mixed it in to my.
I used to like
meat when
mince
I'm
onions and mix them in, and then you get like a raw onion and like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm slowly learning, but this smells amazing out here.
Well, the whole thing about cooking is you never stop learning, right? Like you're always
Right. It's
a constant
you're
experiment.
always evolving.
Yeah.
Yeah. well,
American
'cause
cheese,
What little white American?
yum.
And for this guy here, for our burger of the week, we're gonna take these nice stewed onions.
Okay, what's the difference? What's a stewed onion?
So,
it's not sautéed.
It's a stewed onion in the same way that Solly's in Milwaukee does theirs. They cook theirs in white wine, and I don't remember if they do chicken or beef broth. I do beef. So you're
like a
cooking the onions
reduction?
in liquid, so they're absorbing all that liquid, so it's stewed.
Okay, and not
Okay.
they don't get that caramelizing look almost like a sauté would, or
Correct,
kind of.
because when you finish them, they still have some liquid in the pan.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm learning. I never
that-
stewed an onion.
No, never.
Look at these cute little toppers you have.
Right.
Are those necessary? You got to have those, right? If
melts
if you're
cheese.
doing
You
that.
got to melt the cheese, yeah.
Yeah.
You
I-
know, you
I
don't have to
finally
have
bought
that.
one online because I was so sick of using like a sheet pan, and
Yeah.
then you're like trying to lift it off your burgers
Yeah.
and they're melting
And then
stuff.
trying
and
to
you're
not burn
burning your
yourself, yeah.
hands. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
always just put the cheese on top and then just eventually it melts.
Well, I think
just
too,
wait.
a lot of the newer flat tops have the I think they call them a
tops,
convertible top,
yeah.
and those are nice too because you just drop that down and let that do it.
This is the cutest little baby Blackstone.
It's
by the way.
great.
When you showed up with this, I was like, oh.
I think I was telling you before, like we went out of town for Memorial Weekend, and we cooked like 7 meals on this for I think there was 8 of us.
Oh wow.
It's
Like
amazing.
we did burgers on it, we did breakfast on it twice, we did pancakes, we did hash browns. Like this thing just kicks.
How much does this
Yeah.
run for?
I have no idea. It's actually my mom's.
The small, my
Thanks,
friend
Mom.
had.
Yeah,
I think
thanks, Mom.
The big one's like 400.
The big one's about 4.
And that
Okay,
comes
so-
with usually all the bells and whistles. I got it at Walmart for 400. It came
Yeah.
with like a lid, a
Yeah.
cover.
Something like this for me, living in an
This would be
apartment.
like 200 bucks
Yeah,
maybe. I'm
perfect.
guessing.
Yeah.
Half
Well, and the
price?
stand is separate. So like you don't have to have the stand. Like if you have a countertop that you can cook on outside, like you could put it on here and cook on here if you wanted.
Oh, it's perfect.
Right.
But
yeah,
the
it's
stand
great
is
for
nice if you're going to
camping
bring it
and-
wherever you want to go.
Ah.
Yeah.
All right, can we try?
Yes.
John has
absolutely.
been standing by.
He's like a shark.
Can you
circling
cut
He
it?
kind
Oh,
of
here he
is.
is.
I'm like, don't you dare.
All
There's
right,
blood in the
Jaws.
water.
Stand
All
back,
right,
Jaws.
he's gonna cut our sandwich. He comes through. He's like Bigfoot coming through.
Am I on
Caught
TV?
on the
Oh
tree
my
over
Lord.
there.
Johnny.
Wait, we gotta show off your shoes. Is there a
Oh,
way?
yeah.
Oh yes.
We have
Here,
90
here you go.
seconds.
Here you go.
Alex, is there any way
He
you can
has
get a
these
shot of
you
that?
go.
Look
Yeah,
at
those things are BA.
Not custom.
Oh, Oh, cool.
Look at that. Look at the
Well, they look
mustard
like they
dripping
are.
down the.
Yeah,
the
they're
wall.
They're
phenomenal.
burger
Those are the
shoes.
Oh my
coolest
God.
shoes I've ever seen.
Third Degree Heat Mall of America. Get yourself a pair.
I might. We do Cool Kick Friday. I gotta
We
up
gotta
my
cut
game.
those or
Yes,
Gotta
we're
check it
gonna
out.
we're gonna.
Okay.
Well, we
Okay.
actually we'll cut
We've
you the
got
fresh
like
ones.
a minute and a half. We need to
Oh,
eat.
all right, here. If we're running out of time, we'll cut these. Calm down,
And he's
Johnny.
not even pregnant. Look at him.
Who said that?
Mama's gotta eat. Who said that?
All right.
Okay, so the
That is the way you do this is so savage. I love it. This is unbelievable. The crusted
that's
Parmesan.
the
So this is
Caesar,
Caesar.
Hail
Hail
Caesar.
Caesar, yeah.
There's the salad on it, so you get all your
Does Cece wanna
veggies
come
for
all
the
the
day.
food
Yeah,
groups
where's
there.
Cece at?
CC?
Cece, can you hear our voice, Cece? Come out and
Oh
get a
my
burger.
gosh. Look
You know,
at
you
how
usually
good
come
this is.
pre-made. You got to bring this Blackstone every time.
Well, the problem is we can't cook outside every time I'm here.
What is this
All right,
one?
Get in. That's the 414.
This
that's
looks
that's
naughty.
my take
Oh
on
my
my
God. This
all-time
looks-
favorite burger.
This looks so
The
naughty.
Caesar dressing on this?
Yeah.
It like brings it all together.
Yeah, we make
good
it
sauce.
Oh,
in-house.
wow.
That thing is naughty.
I'm so happy right now.
Oh, naughty
Why?
is back.
Naughty.
I missed the
the
naughty.
naughty burger, maybe. How much time back?
Oh, that
Oh,
was time to
15
wrap.
seconds.
Wait, that's it?
Okay. 328, South St. Paul.
St. Paul Park.
St. Paul Park. Sorry.
It's
Dang
okay.
it. I'm pregnant.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.